Hey but what's up, UltraMag64 here, and today guys, I bring you something a little different. So if you got your nose to the grindstone of the gaming industry like I do, then you'll know that this week marks the week of E3. Now usually I don't do much for E3, I watch the events, enjoy them, and that's about it. However, this year I figured, why not share the experience with you guys? So I'm going to be running down all the events, all the news, all the crazy wacky announcements, and all the cool stuff. I'm going to be jotting down my reactions, and overall just give my thoughts on all the cool gaming stuff we can expect this year and beyond. Today marks the day for EA and Bethesda's conferences. We're gonna run down EA's first, then we're gonna take a look at what Bethesda's got cooking in their kitchen. So first off, I hope you're prepared for Titanfall news to drop in your lap. See what I did there? It's Titanfall. Prepare for Titanfall. You got it, I'm sure you got it. Anyway, this time around, Titanfall 2 actually comes with a single-player campaign along with the multiplayer. We actually got a trailer for both modes. And I gotta say, as someone who really enjoyed Titanfall 1, I can't wait to see what they do with Titanfall 2. It seems like from the trailer at least, the mech is a lot more of a companion than really a vehicle. It seems to think for itself, even seems to have a lot of dialogue, which is definitely going to be interesting. And I'm really excited to see what they do in the world of Titanfall. It was a world that I really enjoyed and thoroughly wanted to see more of, and it's sad to see the multiplayer story just get drowned out by multiplayer. So it's good that they're finally getting a chance to showcase their awesome storytelling skills. And I imagine the multiplayer is going to be just as fun as the previous title. Next up, we got more information about Battlefield 1. We got an actual gameplay trailer, and I gotta say, it looks very nice. Granted, this is only a trailer, and I have no idea what the actual game is going to look like or play like, but personally, I'm really excited for Battlefield 1. I've wanted a return to World War I, or just World War in general, style shooters, and it's going to be interesting to see where Battlefield 1 takes its plot. Considering the fact that World War I wasn't really the most exciting or really well talked about war, usually it's World War II. So this is a bit of a risk. Granted, Tim, in my opinion and in my eyes, it seems like from the trailer at least it's going to be action-packed and overall have a lot of drama. I'm not sure if they're going to go for a more emotional route this time around or something like that, but who knows? And next up we got Mass Effect Andromeda news. Now I'm going to be honest, I've never played Mass Effect, unfortunately. It's always been a game I've been wanting to play. I've just never gotten around to it. But from the moment it was conceived, Mass Effect Andromeda seems like an interesting game. Unfortunately, I wish I could have more insight on it, but I've not played the other Mass Effects, so I'm not 100% sure on the overarching story and whatnot of that. However, I will say that the game seems promising, and I can't wait to see more about it. And then get out your lightsabers because it's time to look at Star Wars. EA gave a brief update on their current Star Wars games, and they also announced a new one. They didn't give a name for it, unfortunately, but, I mean, it's gonna be interesting, I imagine. The new game's coming out sometime next year, so we've got plenty of time to think about it. Honestly, I have to say, I really didn't enjoy Battlefront that much, unfortunately, but at the end of the day, I guess I'm just not a big enough Star Wars fan to really enjoy it. And with the halftime show over, it's time to get into sports. We've got FIFA 17 and Madden 17 announcements coming your way. Now, I'll be the first to say, I'm not a big sports guy. In fact, I don't even play sports games, unfortunately. So these two announcements were kind of just meh to me. Seems like they're actually changing up FIFA 17's campaign, allowing you to play as a fictional character with his rise through the English Premier League. And it seems like for those of you who play on 360 and PS3, the FIFA 17 story mode won't be available for you. So it might be time to consider upgrading. And then probably the thing that's most interesting to me personally is EA announced the EA Originals, which seems to be their branch off into more indie publisher type territory, with their first game actually being called Fee, which, I'll be honest, I had no idea what was going on in this trailer. But it looked neat nonetheless, and definitely something up my alley. Overall, EA's press conference is like every other EA press conference. Personally, there's not much for me to sink my teeth into. I've just never been too excited on what EA produces. EA usually dabbles in stuff that I, truth be told, don't really care that much about. But the few things that I did care about, I really enjoyed seeing. Alrighty, moving on to Bethesda. So first off, for those of you who are enjoying creating your own vaults and torturing your own dwellers in your own sick, demented ways, or helping them survive, I always forget which one you guys want to do. But anyway, Fallout Shelter is getting a big update. It's also coming to PC, which is going to be fantastic. I did play a little bit of that game. It got boring real fast, I'm gonna be honest. It's not exactly something I'd recommend Let's Playing, but it is a fun and neat game. I just wish Fallout 4 hadn't ripped me away from it so fast. But with its port to PC coming along, it might be something I'd be willing to jump back into. And they also showed off some DLC coming to Fallout 4 soon. First up, we got Contraptions, which kind of makes me think of Rube Goldberg, and in a lot of ways, it kinda is. I definitely want to construct my own Giddy-Up Buttercup conveyor belt machine that I can then use to conquer the world in some way, shape, or form. First, I have to find a lot of Giddy-Up Buttercups, but I'm gonna do it. Don't you worry. I'll find them all. Then we got probably one of my favorite announcements, which was the Vault Tech Workshop, which is basically going to allow you to create your own vaults, which is something I've always wanted to do. So it's fantastic to see. I'm interested to see how exactly they're going to pull this off, considering you can't just go around digging up all the wasteland to build all the vaults everywhere. I wish you could. That'd be pretty cool. But I guarantee you that's not what's going to happen here. But it's definitely interesting to be able to experiment and play with NPCs, and we'll see how far Bethesda dives down this rabbit hole. And then finally we got something interesting. Nuka World, which I'm intrigued. We didn't get much in terms of what the heck this even is, but from what I can tell, it's a Nuka-Cola themed theme park, which, okay, cool, fantastic. I'm really interested to see what the heck we get. Are we going to get more Nuka-Cola flavored enemies, such as the Nuka-Cola crab things? I forget those darn names. And what other flavors of Nuka-Cola we might see. Or maybe we're going to finally get that Nuka-Cola blaster that they teased us with. Who knows? Point is, I've always been a fan of Nuka-Cola, and I can guarantee you'll see me trouncing around that theme park in the future. Another thing Bethesda showed us was Quake Champions. This is the newest Quake game, and I gotta say, of all the things that Bethesda announced, this one was both a surprise and, when you think about it, an oh duh moment. With its newest title, Doom, having a multiplayer mode similar in a lot of ways in feeling to Quake, it was kind of a no-brainer that Quake was going to happen eventually. But I gotta say, in the moment, it was fantastic. We got a look at, looks to be 4 classes of different playable characters. Other than that, we really didn't get to see much in terms of gameplay, but I'm excited to see what happens next at this year's QuakeCon. Now let's move on to something a little bit interesting. It's kind of something that everyone kind of expected, to be honest, which is more Elder Scrolls news. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get any news on Elder Scrolls 6, but what we did get was Skyrim Remastered for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, which I have to wonder, Bethesda, why? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm completely okay with it. I really enjoyed Skyrim. But I have to say that the PC version's kind of the ultimate version, and so I'm a little confused as to why they would release it again on PC. Question is, will this be enough for people to jump back into Skyrim, or have people had their fill already? As someone who's clocked in well over 100 hours into Skyrim proper on PS3 and 360, I have to say that, yeah, I'm pretty ready. Question is, what's the sweet spot price for this thing? Considering you can find Skyrim for about $30 new, it's going to be interesting to see what this updated version's price is going to be. And with the added promise of mod support on consoles, that's going to be pretty cool. And let people experience it in ways they might not have been able to before. And then we also got a little bit of news on the Elder Scrolls Legends, the mobile card game from Bethesda. And I have to say, I'm not that interested in this, because to me it looks like a collectible card game, and I'm no good at those, nor can I play them very well, so I just don't care that much for it. But hey, it's cool, it's interesting. If you like Elder Scrolls and you like card games, this is your jam. And then into something that totally is my jam, we got a new game called Prey. Now, this was a pre-rendered CG trailer, so we didn't get any gameplay or any idea of what the game's actually going to be like, except for a little bit, maybe a little bit of taste. Just from the trailer alone, this game's idea seems pretty cool. It seems like a Groundhog's Day style, horror-esque, suspenseful-filled thriller type game in first person. We really don't know what the heck this game is. It's set in the future in, I believe, 2033, and you play as this guy who gets sent off into space to do some sort of a test for the better of humanity, and something goes horribly wrong, and you get infested with this alien life form that's here to hunt you down and eat you, possibly for breakfast, or brunch, or whatever day of meal this is going to be. But you're probably going to get munched on regardless of the time. But it's definitely interesting. It really piqued my interest. Speaking of things that piqued my interest, we also got a good look at Dishonored 2. And I have to say that Bethesda's Dishonored series seems more and more like a spiritual successor to BioShock than anything else, and I am digging it 110%. This time around we got a better look at the story, better look at the world, the area we're exploring and gonna be killing in, and a little sneak peek and taste of the powers. And I have to say, as someone who didn't get the chance to play Dishonored 1, this is definitely going to be something I really want to take a look at. And then we also got a huge dump of news about Elder Scrolls Online. We got a lot of stuff about the Dark Brotherhood, which I'm always into. And we also got a few other things as well for it. Such as the fact that they're going to be leveling everybody up to the same level once you get into the game after the tutorial, allowing you to explore and play with whoever and whatever you want to do. Which in my opinion is pretty cool. One of the best features about Bethesda's RPGs is that you can explore and go wherever the heck you want. And speaking of heck, or should I say hell, we've got more info on Doom. Now Doom is actually getting some DLC in the form of multiplayer maps, and also getting some free content in the form of snap maps. Finally, snap mappers can finally make some cool outdoor hell levels, and multiplayer people can play some multiplayer games in different maps and stuff like that, so awesome! And then Bethesda also announced some VR thing that they're doing. Apparently, Fallout 4 is coming to the Oculus Rift, which is going to be rather interesting. I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about a Deathclaw gnawing my face off in VR, but I gotta say, Bethesda, while they didn't knock it out of the park like last year, they sure did throw down some good heavy hitters. And while personally I was looking forward more to maybe a Morrowind HD than a Skyrim HD. But anyway guys, that's about gonna do it for my wrap up on E3. Did I miss anything? Did I not get something? Did I not discuss something more in depth that you wanted me to discuss? Well then cool, leave them in the comments down below and I'll see you guys there. But anyway guys, I'll catch you tomorrow for more E3 reactions or my thoughts or whatever the heck I'm gonna call this darn thing. Probably E3 impressions or something, I don't know. Also guys, if you want to check out any of this stuff I talked about, then I'm gonna leave links in the description down below to Destructoid or some video game newsing place, or heck, if it's a video, I'll probably leave it in the little eye in the upper right hand corner, so if you ever see that thing doing its thingamabob that it does so well, then go ahead and click it and you can see trailers and all that cool stuff that I'm talking about, so that way you're not left in the dark. But anyway guys, I'm Ultramatic64, remember, always game appropriately or not, I really don't care what you do, just do it, with games involved. And with games involved, happy gaming. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Bye-bye.